I'm mad as hell. I ask you to forgive me for using that language. I'm supposed to be a preacher, but that's the name of this piece. And I think you'll get the point. Have you ever noticed or wondered why our young people, say from ages 14 to about 25 years old, seem to be so angry? Walking around mad at the world with scowls on their faces, fists balled up, ready to attack anyone that's unfortunate enough to walk into their path. Why is this? I used to wonder the same thing until I made a conscious decision to acknowledge these young people, communicate with these young people, and interact with these young people. The three basic human needs as I see them, and I'm not a psychologist, but this is the gospel according to Jeff Wheeler. Those three human needs are attention, recognition, and belonging. Attention. These young people want you to pay attention to them. They want you to recognize them. And they want to belong to something or someone. And here's what I've also discovered. These kids are angry. No, these kids are mad as hell. Well, you know what I mean. They're mad at you, they're mad at me, and they're mad at the world. But why are they so angry at me? What have I done to disrupt their lives? What have I done to them that will cause them to view and treat me with such disrespect, contempt, and hatred? The answer is simple, yet it's quite complicated. Here's a story. I'm out manicuring my yard, trimming my yard up, and a young man, say 16 to 17-year-old, takes a shortcut across my lawn. I say to the young man, son, I need you to use the sidewalk, okay? What do you think his response was? Was it, okay, my bad, I'm sorry, yes, sir? No, his response was, whatever, man. He turns around, looks at me as if to dare me to say something else to him about walking on my lawn. My wife was out shopping at a local department store, and she shared that a young man in his mid-teens walked by her, bumped her, knocked several packages out of her arms, didn't acknowledge her, and didn't apologize to her. When she came home, she was angry, and when she filled me in on the events that occurred, she ended by saying he should have known better. Should have known better. Newsflash. To know better is to do better. To do better is to know better. Everyone does not raise their children the way we raise our children. To be polite, to say please, to say thank you, to say excuse me. It doesn't mean that they're demons. It may just mean that they don't know any better. While working as a police liaison officer, I had the pleasure of being assigned to elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools. And I've had literally hundreds, if not thousands, of encounters with these angry young men and women. Simple directives like, it's time to go to class, has literally turned into needless verbal confrontations. Why? They've turned into suspensions and even forcible arrests. Can you believe that? Why is all that necessary? How does a simple request like, young man, take your hat off, turn into an argument? How does a simple request like, young man, pull your pants up, young woman, you can't use profanity in the hallway, how does it turn into a confrontation? What I've discovered is being an African American male, I represent the thing that pisses these young people off the most. I represent that missing father. So when I approach them and give them a simple directive or request, I'm met with anger and resistance from a place that's deeply rooted in their personal experience, and it usually brings out a negative response. Now, this is not every case, but this has been my experience on more occasions than I care to mention. Bottom line, I represent the father, that daddy that's not there. Who am I to tell them what to do? You ain't my daddy, is what I'm usually presented with. If I had $1 for every time I've been told, you ain't my daddy, I'd be a wealthy man. Well, that's my experience. What's been yours?